Okay, good morning. So today's Wednesday, February 19th. A few events have happened over the weekend and over the last couple of days. And I've done a number of takes of this video because I haven't been able to quite articulate and synthesize the message that I wanted to get out there. But I'll start this corridor with this. What the hell is wrong with the world right now? You know, you've got wars, Russia invading Ukraine, you've got Israel, Gaza, you've got economic wars going on between the United States and its allies, or former allies as the case may be. You've got protests both here in New Zealand, little old New Zealand at the bottom of the world. Protests. Fine, we have protests all the time. But what the hell is going on in the world? There's just so much hate, so much vile, so much anger. And I'll give you a bit more reason as to why I'm discussing this. So over the weekend, I became aware of an article of a situation that had occurred in the United States. Now, in this situation, a transgendered veteran took their own life by hanging themselves in a car park garage. They had also draped around them a transgendered flag. That's part of the reason I wanted to raise it, to share their story. But actually, the biggest part of that was the letter or the email that they wrote back to their country and to their government. It was pretty brutal, pretty damning, to be honest. And this is a veteran, you know, someone who's served in the military, you know, defended the country, defended the principles of the country. And what they wrote was pretty horrific. I debated whether or not to post that to LinkedIn because I think that's a good platform that isn't necessarily Meta or, you know, any of the other kind of social medias, and it's not really a social media topic. And the reason I wanted to post it to the forum like LinkedIn was just to share the fact that I think we all need to be mindful of the decisions that we make or don't make, as the case may be. We need to be mindful that our decisions carry consequences, both intended and unintended. And, you know, I think no matter where you are, whether it's your personal life, your business or professional life, or even just by association, sometimes the decisions that you make or don't make carry a cost. And in an environment where there's a lot of shit in the world right now, you know, I think it's even more important to be mindful of the decisions that people make or don't make. I posted on the end of the post in LinkedIn six simple words. Think carefully, support wisely, and love openly. And, you know, I thought about those again and again and again, and they continue to remain true, even to this point in making this video. So yeah, it was more of just a poke in the ribs for anyone in a professional realm to go, be mindful of your decisions. They carry consequences and benefits. In addition to that, over the weekend, Auckland celebrated its Pride Festival, and on Saturday there was the Rainbow Parade. Now this is a parade that is fun, lively, colourful, happy, laughter, care, love, support, joy, all of those good things. A particular religious group decided that they wanted to use this parade platform as their platform to protest. Now, let me go on record. I'll say, I have no problem with protest. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, just as I'm entitled to not listen to it. But you know, the thing is, they used someone else's platform to spread their hatred, to spread their message. Okay. Doesn't make it okay. And I think for me, you know, I get that you want to have your opinion shared for others to hear. That's fine. You're entitled to do so. What you are not entitled to do is steal someone else's platform to do that. Make your own. Like, seriously, you're attacking them, and yet you use their parade to get the publicity, the eyeballs. You were talking to the exact people who you're protesting against. And sadly, in the media, I don't see many messages of support. Mind you, that could be the algorithm, I don't know. But it's not okay to steal someone else's platform for your own benefit. I think the second thing to that is this same religious group decided in their infinite wisdom, with the great intelligence that they hold, slight sarcasm tone there, that they were also going to protest at a library. So 30 or so kids sitting in a library at their parents' requests, being read a book. Oh yep, it was a drag king, don't get me wrong. But they stormed this library to again protest this reading, this indoctrinating of these minors. And I'm like, what's worse? The reading of the book by a person in a rainbow-coloured coat? Or a bunch of angry-looking people storming, doing the haka, intimidating these children? Who do you think caused more trauma? I don't think it's the rainbow coat, just saying. Secondary to that, at what point do you get to share your opinion, but you are now starting to infringe on the rights of these parents who have made a decision for their children to attend this event. But I think more importantly, guess what? Before you go looking over other people's fences, it's important to make sure your own backyard's in order first. When one of your own youth pastors was charged and I think convicted of interfering with minors, and the exact ways that you're proclaiming this community are doing it. Look in your own backyard when 90% of all convictions for interfering with a minor are coming from white cisgendered males. You're attacking the minority for what? Not what. I mean, I know what you're attacking for, but actually the problem isn't in our backyard. It's in yours. So, I think, isn't there a saying in the Bible? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Well, you didn't even know you had it going on in your own ministries. Ooh, awkward. But I don't mean to trivialize, I guess, the essence of their protest in the terms of minors and stuff. Never okay. Never ever okay. But, the way you go about it, that says something about you, not us. And the fact that it was going on in your own backyard and is being done by 90% of a population that doesn't belong to this community. Like, guys, get your head read. So the essence of all of this is, where has humanity gone wrong that we've lost such respect for our fellow human beings? We don't always have to agree on everything, and that's okay. That's what makes things good and interesting, and debates and discussions and growth and learning. But at what point did we lose such respect for people? At what point did we start to consider that people are disposable commodities, that unless your opinion agrees with mine, you're invalid? Now, we're not going to argue the for and against of woke culture. Doesn't matter. What I'm claiming here is free will, free choice. And what the hell is going on in the world right now? It's just unusual. Who opened up the bitch box and let everything out? Jesus. But yeah. I think the one thing that I want to kind of get through with this video is this. Just stop and be mindful for a minute. Be considerate. Am I treating this person how I would like to be treated? Have a little bit of respect for your fellow human beings. Respect the fact that we can agree to disagree. Right? You have your opinion. That's fine. If you're going to have an opinion, at least try and educate yourself before you start proclaiming it to be the gospel, no pun intended. But, you know, I think common sense needs to prevail at the moment, and no matter what position you are in, whether you're a bishop, whether you're a business leader, or even in your own personal life, you know, just be mindful of the decisions that you make. What you might be promoting and advocating for right now, you never know. The tides may turn, and you know, the situation may flip itself, and you might find yourself on the other side of something in history here. So I think for me, it's just be mindful of your fellow human beings. Be mindful of the shadows that you cast, the decisions that you make or don't make. And if your action has to have a consequence of another human being, fundamentally I'd say it's probably not the right action. But anyway, I'm not anti-protest, I'm not anti their messaging as such. I sit on the other side of this equation. I'm pro-support. So I'm not anti-war, I'm pro-peace. You know, I may not be anti-government, I'm pro-opposition, or whatever the case may be. I think it was Mother Teresa who said something to that extent, right? Don't be anti, be pro, or whatever. I'm bastardizing what was said, I think. But, you know, so yeah, I think there's something in that, right? I'm not anti-protesting. I'm just pro-education and information. And making sure that if I'm going to start to use my voice for something, that I have done my best to make sure I've got my facts straight. But anyway, those are my random thoughts. This is probably take number something or other. I've lost count, but I think I've got it in this one. You know what? Just go out, be mindful, be considerate, and treat people how you want to be treated. Pretty simple.